Okay.
Approximately a decade ago,
I love
NASA released
Anton's
this
work. I
beautiful
really
video that you
do.
can find in the
I'm gonna be
description below
perfectly honest.
that
He's
essentially
not.
was
He
kind of
does
an
research.
inspiration to
He
try to
does.
return back to Venus. It was an attempt to
He,
encourage scientists and to
this is
encourage
such a
the
beautiful
NASA
presentation of
administration
like what
to
you would
form some
old, the
sort of a
new.
mission to
Get it. He's
possibly get
gonna run
funding
all
and to
kinds of
try
things
to
through the
launch a
Spectrum inside
spacecraft
here. I think
in
this has
order
only
to
been up for
investigate our beautiful
just a
neighbor
little
and to
while.
learn its mysteries. Hello, wonderful person. This is Anton, and today we're going to be talking about Venus once again because something else absolutely
Because you can
incredible
put
was
anything in
discovered
here.
about it relatively
You
recently.
really can.
So, a decade has passed, and
And
NASA
he's right on the
finally
new
got its
stuff. He
wish. We
probably
have two
sandboxed
NASA
some of his
missions
own
and one
stuff.
ESA
Definitely
mission
Scal
going back to
is
Venus
an art
in
like
less than 10 years
tattooists
from now.
and getting it
And
fitted
all
on the
three missions are going
paper
to be
and
really exciting because we're going to be
presentated.
able to discover
Before
a
I
lot of
give
new
all
things
the
about this
any
beautiful
kind of
planet. But what makes Venus
s'more.
exciting?
Yeah, we'll make them
Well,
s'mores.
there's only one image you need to see to try to understand all of this. Or in this
Venus
case, it's
gonna
the
get melted by
simulation
the
from
sun at some
Universe
point in
Sandbox.
time.
We
Mars,
have Earth,
the better
Venus, and
option.
Mars. Notice how Earth and Venus are pretty much exactly the
They're on
same
the
in terms of
opposite side
size,
there. Venus,
mass,
other side
and
of
even density.
the
They're
Mercury,
literally sister
Venus,
planets.
Earth,
Mars, on the other
Mars,
hand, is a lot smaller, it's
Jupiter,
also a lot less
Uranus,
dense,
Neptune,
and overall is really not as exciting of
Saturn.
a planet
There's a few
compared
more
to,
of
of
them.
course,
I'm pretty
Venus.
sure Pluto's not a
Venus
planet anymore.
seems to be that
I
one
know
object
because
that can
Anton,
actually
good
help us
general.
answer a lot of questions about our own planet and possibly even
But with
help
that
us
being
understand
said,
how life formed
I
on
don't
Earth
use them
and
practically,
if it one day existed
but
on
I'm really
Venus as
good
well.
with stripping it out.
Venus is a
So
lot more
you set up
exciting
the
in
same
every respect.
laser
And
beam
so
to the moon
all three missions are going
experiment
to
with the
be
saws.
hopefully answering
You got to
all
run
these
it
questions.
yourself. You got to do
While at the
those
same time,
systems
going
inside
to
of
Venus
there.
will definitely
You got to form the
propel us to
cosmic
a
radiation
completely new
background to make sure
generation
that
of
those numbers
technology
are
as well.
right.
I've
They're
actually
generally, it's
discussed
been
this in one
mauled
of the
around by
previous
so
videos that you
long
can
that
check
it
out on the
can't
channel.
just
It's going to be
be
popping up
fluff
somewhere right there.
about
But to try to
that
understand the
number is
importance of
lens
Venus and the
and
missions to
systems.
Venus,
We're
let's
so
talk about
far
our
out
own
on the
planet.
timelines of
So when it comes
what's
to planet Earth
practical
compared to
to
some of the other planets,
actually
there are
getting
a lot of
costs
features that
for
our
some of
planet
those
has
things
that
to do.
no
We
other
need
planet or
satellite
moon
team. I'm not
has
saying take
in the
those
solar
out.
system.
I'm open
One
for
of these major features
interpretation
is
about
what we refer to
some of
as
this
plate
points
tectonics.
to the planet,
The idea
which is really
represented in this
critical with
simulation right
Doppler
here
and
that
radar
sort
and
of shows you that
everything,
the
and
planet
we'll
is
know
technically
things about
divided into these
volcanoes,
plates.
and well,
And
they're
these
important
plates,
to
they
know
move
about.
around, they interact, they also create
Uh,
all sorts of geological features. And today we
Plate
also believe that they
tectonics
were
and
responsible
Pangea and a
for
few other ones that are
recycling
out there.
a
We
lot
know
of the
that stuff
material from
happens. We
inside
know
the
that
planet
the
to the
earthquake
outside
barrier
and vice versa.
timelines
And
and
though on
adjusting
the
those
one
things will at
hand
least
they're
give
also
you a
responsible for a
probability
lot of earthquakes and a
of
lot of volcanoes,
hasn't been
on the
active
other hand,
in,
plate tectonics and the interaction of
so
plates
yeah,
is believed
do
to
the
be
math of the
absolutely
last
crucial for
eruption
the
on the
survival of
geology,
life on our
which
planet
are great
and
things. I
for
mean,
the
you need that
relative
cost out there for done
constancy
that, but we
of the
kind of
climate on
maxed
our
that out
planet
for a
in the
lot
last
of it where
billion
you
years or so.
needed it to
And
be
going further,
satellites
it's even
pointing back
believed that one of
down,
the
and
reasons
it
why
takes
Venus
teams, it
became
takes
so extremely
operations.
hot and
I'm
so
all for the
extremely
Space
thick
Marines,
in
don't
terms
get
of
me
the
wrong,
atmosphere is really mostly because of the lack of plate
Doomslayers or
tectonics,
whatever the hell they
the
are.
lack of this
And,
geological activity that would otherwise
well, at
protect
any
this
rate,
planet and would otherwise
Shangri-La,
maintain
for sure.
somewhat habitable conditions on the surface. And so plate tectonics in this
You
case
just hit the
is
button and
sort
there
of
goes
the
blue,
key
man.
feature. But the question is Venus indeed inactive in terms of plate tectonics, or is it something that we just don't really understand
We got a
well?
lot of problems out
Well,
there
one
about
important
making,
feature that was
with that
discovered
thing,
not
this
so
is
long ago,
Venus out
something that's
there.
also
I mean,
visible
it
right
really
here,
is.
is the
And so
potential
I would
presence
say
of
by
still active
math, just to
volcanoes
keep
or
it around
volcanoes that were
Statue
recently
General Lee
active,
here,
suggesting
obviously
of
not
course that
General Lee,
something
weird
geological
2021.
is still going
At
on
any
on the
rate,
surface. A lot of
it's
previous studies
parallel.
have
If you
also
don't really
discovered
get
that
this set
Venus
up at
was
this
definitely
speed, this
volcanically
kind of
active
click,
in the
this
last few
kind
hundred
of
million years or
system
so,
in that
and
form,
several
then it's
major
going to be
volcanic
hard to
features have
classify
already been
you as somebody
discovered
that
there
can
as well.
handle the
But
information, let
interestingly
alone a
enough, some of these
general. And
volcanic features appear to
it's
be
simple
relatively
enough.
recent. But
It's,
how
I mean,
recent
he's
is of
making
course a
enough, he does
question we
enough,
cannot really
he
answer
bends the
until we
rules
go in
about
there and
space-time, about
investigate it
black
in more
holes and
detail. But the
astrophysics,
scientists
right?
behind
You
this
know his
reaching
name.
deeper discovered
You know
something
any
else
other
that nobody has ever seen
astrophysicist?
before.
You know any
They've
other
discovered these unusual features you
quantum
see right here,
physicist? He gets
a
into
lot of which were
psychologist,
located in
spreads a
the
lot of that stuff
lowlands
when you
of the
do
Venusian
talk to
surface that indicated
Pendrell
some
through
sort of
this thing, or
large-scale
Carl
movement
Sagan,
that
or
produced a lot of
Kepler, or
deformation and
anybody who come
signs
up with
of
a map
shear
theory.
stress,
Sometimes you gotta be
kind of
careful.
similar to what
It's
you
like
would
they've
expect
worked out
from
one
really large
theory
chunks of
right into
ice
the
or really
ground.
large
Here's
ice cubes
kind of all over
as they
the
slowly move
road,
around, grinding
information
and
from
rubbing
multiple
against each other,
sources,
which implies that
pin
there's
stuff
definitely
down,
motion
or
and
probably
possibly
listen
some
to
sort of
somebody's
geological
opinion
activity on the
on that
surface
kind
of
of
Venus
presentation
after all.
because it's super
Very
condensed.
likely
Otherwise, we're
driven by
just
very similar
talking back and
effects
forth
like on
at the
planet
bar
Earth.
or at
From
the
the
grocery
activity
store.
of mantle and the heat exchange that produces a lot of churning on the inside, which then
Stuff.
releases the energy and
Nuclear
provides the
potato
motion
clock.
for the plates on top. And one way they try to prove this is by actually modeling some of their observations and creating models here on planet Earth. And by using mathematical flow models, they were able to match the observations
get the
to
keyword
some sort of
search
a
on here,
motion
start
of
throwing
large
together
chunky
graphs and
plates
indexes,
similar
and
to
show you what a
thick ice
comprehensive
cubes floating
functional
on the surface
analysis
of
really
water,
looks like. It
which
wouldn't
were
take me
most
long.
likely
I'd just
driven
start
by
hammering it out.
internal convection, and creating a lot of this deformation
Do it
that
on
was
that.
then visible on the
Not
surface
so
of
good with
Venus.
computer versions, but
Or
I
in
got
other
my paper
words,
copies.
unlike planet Earth where the plates
Come
are
on,
just
Lucy.
these large chunks that are relatively thin in size, it looks like Venus might possess these smaller cube-like objects. Or not necessarily cube-like, but just chunky objects that are floating on top of Venusian mantle and are still interacting with one another, producing
It's a
all
long
sorts of
time
shear
off on
stress
terms
that's
of what that
visible
is,
on the
and some
surface
we're going to be
afterwards.
pumping a lot of
And what's
stuff on
more
this.
is
We
that
got a
lot
whole
of these
bunch of
features
other problems
definitely
going off,
appeared
but this isn't
after the last
detrimental
volcanic
to the
activity,
planet
which
as
of
far
course
as right
implies
now.
that a lot of this is
And given the
more or less
Goldilocks
recent.
zone on things,
If the volcano
well,
was
we
a
could do that
recent,
here.
then a lot of
I
these
mean,
shears that
you
have
could
formed,
say
for the
things
most
are
part,
ready,
are
they
also
shoot them
more or
off over
less
there. But we
recent
need to,
features
it's
as
not so
well.
much the equipment and the
Although when I
cost,
say
it's the
recent, I
people.
mean in the last few
They're
million years or
definitely in
so.
the wrong
And if
spot,
this discovery
doing
is
the wrong
correct,
thing.
and if
I
what
mean,
the
what would
scientists
make the
discovered
difference?
is indeed what's
I know
happening
you're
on the
gonna
surface
like
of
that
Venus,
division,
this actually makes
but
Venus
you wind
even
up
more
getting
exciting.
in, clocked in
Mostly
over there,
because
and it's
it
going to be
seems
more
to be this
about, well,
unique
this is
tectonic
the
object.
day, it does the
It's not
thing,
as inactive as,
takes a
say,
lot
the Moon
longer.
or
You could
Mars,
probably
where
still
there's
do
really
it on
nothing
the
happening.
888
But it's
gathering of
also not as
generals and
active as
pause
Earth.
for
It's
AR
something in
PAW
between that
600,
has its
but
own thing going. But more importantly,
they got
it
their own
might
thing
also
going.
show us what happened
Everybody's
to Earth
kind
a few
of
billion years
burning
ago.
resources
So first of all,
shitty in
generally
terms of the
speaking,
engineering of what it
thickness of
is.
the plates, the so-called lithosphere,
He does
depends
very
on its
good, which is
temperature.
super
And
high.
the temperature usually is
Because I wouldn't
affected
want
by
to
what
necessarily take
happens
them off
inside the
because,
planet.
you know,
But
this is
since in
probably
the
the
past Earth used to be
most
much hotter
comprehensive
than
thing.
today,
Tomorrow,
we believe
he'd
that
have to
the
add another
heat
one to
flow
it.
from
A week
within
from
the
now,
planet to the
5
outside
of them.
was
That
about
could have
3
slipped
times
in there
higher
for
than it
better
is today.
comprehensive graphs for what
Which
it
also
is,
means that the
but this covers
lithosphere
the
of
general
ancient Earth
relativity
might
and
have
field theory.
sort of been somewhat similar
G,
to the
nu, mu,
lithosphere
8,
of modern
well,
Venus.
I think this is 4,
Or not thick
but
enough
because
to
it is,
form
but they're
actual
both.
plates
They're
like
both.
what we have
It's
on Earth
0
today,
and 1.
but thick enough to form
But you
these
get out
large
there about the difference of
fragments
O-type
to
stars
bounce
and
around, to rub against each other,
hydrogen
and
to
to form various structures
black
that we
hole.
observe on modern
There's
Venus as well.
not just
And
one
so
pattern,
ancient Earth
but
might
that
be
is
like modern
the
Venus,
most
which
common,
is actually something
easiest
really
to jump
exciting if it's
onto,
true.
because
It means
it's
that
the
maybe
easiest
one
to
day
jump
Venus will
onto,
evolve
probably
into
the
something similar
hardest to
planet
step
Earth,
away from,
and possibly
because
even
so many
become
people know
habitable
it.
once again.
So many
At least
smart
that's one of the
people that
potential
actually like,
explanations.
no,
It could also
no,
be
no,
the
no,
other
that's
way
not
around.
field theory.
Maybe
That
Venus
field
actually
theory is
lost its plate
da-da-da-da-da.
tectonics
Well,
and
what's
has now
the
started to get these unusual fragmented
what's
formations on
the
the surface.
chapter
So
number
there's
of
definitely
Sun
a lot
Tzu?
of things to
Are
discover
they
here in order to
plan,
understand what happened to Venus.
planning,
Just so that we
organization,
can
troop
understand
movement,
where our own
spies in
planet
the
is
middle,
headed
at
as
the
well.
bottom?
A lot
Because
of
it can
really
make a
interesting
difference.
questions can be answered
Now,
by directly
as
and
you just
thoroughly
read that
studying
alone,
the surface
and
of
taught a
Venus
certain
and
way,
trying to
or
understand what
just
happened to Venus
trying to
in the past.
understand
But
what
until
they were
these future
talking about
missions
inside
in the
here,
next 10 years
still
or so,
winds up giving
and
you
until we
that
physically
fundamental
launch more
analysis
spacecraft and possibly
that
even manned mission to
X
this unusual
alpha
planet,
on
we're
here
not really going
to
to know much
gamma
else.
beta
And
radiation
speaking of
sets.
manned missions,
Well, it'd
a
be
few years
alpha
ago
to the
NASA had this
stretch
really
on,
cool proposition,
or
the video for which
gamma
you
to
can
the
find in the
stretch,
description
depending
below,
on
on how we
anti
could
up and up
potentially
that
launch
you're
manned
looking at
missions
inside here. But would
with
you have
a
known
return
that?
craft
Up,
that would
down,
be
up,
really,
down.
really awesome.
This is
And in this case,
up,
the
up,
craft itself would
then
be
down,
a
down,
kind of a
because they're
Zeppelin
congruent
that
with
would
each other.
move
But
around
then,
Venus,
well, this
launching
is
all sorts of
down
different
up because
probes,
it's a different
with
point of
pilots
view.
basically just
And then we were
living
right back
on the
up to
balloon
up,
itself.
what is it,
But
down,
once the
down,
mission was
in
finished,
superposition
they
with
would
each
launch
other,
a
an
return
entanglement.
craft, which
And you
would
could put
then
anything
return them
inside
back
of
to
there,
planet Earth and return all of the samples on all the
right?
discoveries
How to
there
make
as
an
well.
apple pie.
Now,
Play
unfortunately,
baseball.
after about 7 years, nothing really
I mean,
came
that's
out
what
of
it's
this,
doing
but this
because
would
it's
be
in a
a
straight
really
line for
awesome
what
mission
they're
if it
doing,
actually
but
did happen
in the
one
same
day.
way,
You can check
FMA.
out this video in the description below as well. But I guess until future studies, until future discoveries, and until these missions actually happen, we're going to be slowly
Like I
learning
said,
about Venus
I
by
choose my
just
generals
studying some of
wisely.
the old data. Once we discover
These are
something
people I would
incredible, I'll make
consider
sure to follow this up in
masters
one of the future videos.
inside
I've been
of
really
of
looking
what
forward
they
to a lot
do,
of these video
and I
submissions,
really
and I'm
haven't seen
super
anything
excited.
out there. Not
We're
to say that
kind of
there's
going
something
back
not out
after
there,
all.
but
On that note, check
easy
out
to
the links
check,
and all of the videos
easy
in
to
the
look up,
description
and I'm
below.
telling you,
Subscribe if you
the
didn't, and share this
attitude,
with someone who has
the
learned about space and
position,
sciences.
I just need
And
it
maybe
to
come back
be
tomorrow to learn something else.
one
Maybe
frame
support the channel
forward
Patreon
in
by joining the
the
channel
lambda
membership,
here,
or by
right?
buying the wonderful
The
present t-shirt you
rose-colored
can find in the
Lorenzo is
description.
right, just one
Stay
step
wonderful. I'll
forward.
see you tomorrow, and as always, bye-bye.
Those stuff, man, it's so good. I could watch this stuff just like an AMS video and fall right to sleep.